Okay, now that we have our level designed, we composed of several tile maps stacked. So the background is going to be on layer 0, details is going to be on layer 1, collisions are going to be on layer 2, and we can keep adding other layers for whatever we need, one layer specifically for the player later. And we are going to update this whenever necessary to adding more layers. The important thing for now is if you want to make our environment responsive to the player, so for instance for collisions, we need to create a specific tile map and store all the sprites we want that's going to be physically responsive. Let me disable the other two so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So this layer here contains only the tiles that are supposed to be solid objects that are going to be, the player not supposed to be able to walk through those objects. So for us to actually be able to create that, what we are going to do with that layer selected, we are going to create, we basically need two components. One is called the rigid body and the other is called a collider. The rigid body is the one responsible for calculating forces and gravity, and the collider is responsible for determining the space occupied by that sprite. Okay, so let's click the add component. We search for rigid body. We are working in 2D, so rigid body 2D. We are going to work this entire level here is supposed to be static, so we are going to change this from dynamic to static since the level is not going to move in any way. So we don't need to simulate gravity or forces. They are just need to be physically responsive. And for that, we need to add a collider. Unity has many flavors of collider. Specifically, what we want for this particular type of data is we call tile map collider. So as soon as I add a tile map collider, you are going to see around each tile, you are going to see that Unity created a green outline around each specific tile. But this is going to create a lot of unnecessary colliders, since we are never going to be able to walk inside the house. We only need a collider around the external part of the sprite. So for us to improve that, what we are going to do is to add another type. We call this composite, a composite collider. And a composite collider basically is going to detect all colliders that are sharing an edge and merge them together to make one large collider instead of a bunch of smaller ones. Right now I add the composite collider, it did not change anything. That's because the tile map collider could not find it yet. So what we need to do is to check this option, use it by composite, and as soon as I do that, you see that the colliders, the internal colliders disappear and you have only the external collider. So now we have a level that is ready for us to start calculating physics. Before I finish, I will bring back the other two to make this ready for us to finally start programming in part 3 of this series.